Hola, gringas y gringos. Buenos dias. I'm going to try to put together a really quick video on this Sunday morning, just giving you an update on my status. Of course, me being the video editor and all of my video stuff, still being in Mexico. This is really hard, so it's all going to be on cell phone, and I apologize for the quality. But, and while I'm doing this, I'm making my breakfast. Let's see. Sourdough English muffins, which I cannot find in Mexico, so I make my own typically. Egg whites, an egg, and some, hold on, jalapenos, sweet jalapenos. And I put a piece of cheese on it and maybe a piece of bacon, and we let it go. So, I flew back to the United States, to Kansas City. And the reason that I did that is because my mother-in-law was able to take the broken laptop, which I had already returned to her, to a computer repair shop. Several of them, in fact. The woman is an angel. She was traveling all over the place, going on these errands, trying to find somebody who could help. The laptop, at one place, they said it was a soldering thing, but they couldn't do any work until the following week. That wasn't going to work for me. The next place that she went to said it was a motherboard, and the motherboard couldn't be replaced until this coming Monday. Well, my flight was to come in on Thursday and leave on Saturday, so of course that wasn't going to work either. But then they had an idea, and it did cost me some money, but it was a good idea. They pulled the hard drive out of the broken laptop, and I purchased a laptop from them, and they put that hard drive into the one I purchased. So I flew up here upon hearing this, that it worked. I flew up here on Thursday with the intention of getting the laptop that I just bought that had the old hard drive inserted into it. And I got up here, just a few hiccups, but I was eventually able to log on and I could begin working again. In the meantime, I have to tell you, both my on-site manager and my handler were emailing me, pressing for an update, and what can I say? So I got up here, got online Thursday. I let everybody know I was online, I was working, things are good. I worked all evening, Thursday evening. Friday I worked almost 12 hours trying to make up. My on-site manager just had a quick talk with me, and he basically said, no, I think we're good. Concentrate on these tickets. Just don't let it happen again. Now, do they know I'm in Mexico? No, I didn't have that talk. I spent so much money already to get up here, to get the laptop, to get working again, and to test the waters on what their reaction was with me being back online, and that's where it kind of stays at the moment. Yes, there was talk. They did reach out to me last week to see if I wanted to extend my contract an additional 2 months, but there hasn't been another word said about it since. I think right now I'm being tested. I was asked to prioritize a list of like 6 of the tickets that I'm working on. I'm going to knock those out of the park, and we'll see where that goes, because my contract's up at the end of this month. So if I get that done, and that's the test, well, they'll probably just roll right into July. I haven't signed any additional contract paperwork yet or anything like that. I anticipate that'll be forthcoming. In the meantime, while I was up here, the aduana in Guadalajara finally released my package for return shipment. It took like 2.5 days for that to happen. That was after I made the request to have it returned. It made it to the Kansas City sorting facility 5:15 on Friday evening. I was on the phone with FedEx before lunch on Friday, and I said, listen, I'm here now. I flew home to get it because it wasn't being released in Mexico. So I flew back to the States to pick it up. Can you push that to weekend delivery? I said, I will pay the difference. I don't care what it costs, but I'm here now. No. So here's something you need to know. If you ship something internationally, FedEx says they don't do weekend deliveries on international shipments. That means that it was going to come Monday or Tuesday. The FedEx website all this time has said Tuesday. The FedEx representative 3 times, and on the 3rd time, I absolutely told her what I was seeing, but she confirmed 3 times it would be Monday. And I said, are you sure? Because I have a return airline ticket that I'm about to ask to change to later in the week, and I want to be sure that I have given myself enough time so I don't have to do it again. And she said Monday. Well, you know, at this point, I don't trust FedEx. I just don't. Their online customer service has been horrid. Their telephone customer service numerous times has either not answered the phone or hung up on me. And I have been provided inaccurate information from the beginning multiple times in dealing with this entire thing. So I call the airline and I tell them that I would like to change my flight from Saturday to Wednesday. That way I'm here Monday and Tuesday. And what I did not realize, I never knew, I am typically someone who just flies for the best rate I can get. Usually that means a non-refundable ticket or just a regular coach ticket, and there's going to be some kind of fee for changing your ticket. Well, on this particular flight, I chose business class. Now, it's not that I'm elite and I'm entitled to a business class seat, but it was one of these things where I'm like, I am so stressed out. And the business class ticket was literally only like a little over $200 more than regular ticketing. Now, if you've never flown business class, let me tell you, you got lots of leg room. You got lots of room in your seat. Your seat is more comfortable. You get better drink service, better snack service, and you don't have to pay to get your bags checked because really you paid for that seat. And I was like, I don't want to haul bags around. If I want to bring things back, I may have issues with carry-on type items that I'm bringing back. So hey, I'm going to go for business class. Well, I just learned that you don't pay for a seat change. You don't pay for a ticket change when you have business class. Isn't that nice? I had no idea. So that was painless. I just called up the airline. I said, I want the same schedule. Just please move it to Wednesday. They did that. They assigned me new seats. I got a $20 refund. I guess it's cheaper to fly on a Wednesday than it is a Saturday. And I'm going to insert in here right now. Thank you so much for you being you. Thank you. Thank you for following us. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Yeah, a lot of this is my own fault, I admit. But those words of encouragement have meant so much to Mark and me. And I want to also thank those of you who we didn't ask and you still generously donated some money to help us get through the crisis. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was very unexpected, and it really warms our hearts that you care that much about our situation and wanted to help us in some way. I don't know if we'll ever be able to really tell you how much we appreciate that. So thank you. You know who you are. Something else I'd also like to mention about my experience leaving the country as a temporary resident. When I did this in November in Querétaro, they were still working out the whole electronic system and whatnot, but I did not have to go to the I&M office. Nothing was requested, nothing indicated. I was at the ticket counter. I handed them some kind of partial FMM form that was handed to me when I asked for it. The ticket counter was like, we don't need that anymore. Okay, whatever. There was no I&M anything at the airport before I left Querétaro. I had to do all the typical things when you come back into the country. You need an FMM form filled out at that time. You show them your resident card, show them your passport, and you're back in the country. This time, I flew out of San Luis Potosí, and everybody doing international flights had to go to the I&M office. I do mean everyone, not just me, nationals, everybody. And the I&M office was quite literally right upstairs above the ticketing check-in counter. And you take a long escalator up, and the security gate, basically their version of TSA, is right there, and to the right is a window for the I&M office. So when I went up, they looked at my resident card, looked at my passport, they took the resident card, and it's got like a barcode type thing on it. They literally slid it through a card reader on the side of their monitor, and then they stamped my passport and they stamped my ticket. Then when I got into the gate and waited for my flight in San Luis Potosí, they made several announcements that you could not get on that flight unless you had been to the I&M and they had stamped your ticket. So that was one way they were doing things, is you had to get your ticket stamped. They looked at that stamp at the TSA, whatever you want to call it, security clearance. They looked for that stamp on your ticket, and then they also looked for that stamp at the gate before you boarded the plane. Also, a difference between the airports Querétaro and San Luis Potosí. I have no idea if this is a regular occurrence or just the day of the week that this happened, but at Querétaro there was a gate. There was a ramp between the airport and the plane, but in San Luis Potosí, we walked out on the tarmac and boarded outside. No big deal, although if you were disabled, I'm not sure how they handled that. I saw no ramp. Maybe they have like a lift or something, but we all took the stairs up to the plane. The flight was great, uneventful. There was turbulence, basically from San Luis to Dallas and from Dallas to Kansas City again, enough that both times they canceled drink service in the main cabin. But since I was business class, I got my coffee in a little ceramic coffee cup with a little handle on it. That's like one of the nice things is when you're in business class, aka first class, they give you actual dishes. And they come around with a little basket full of snacks, and you get to pick the snack you want instead of you just getting this like stale bag of pretzels. So it's a nice ride. I was comfortable. It was worth it. I mean, it was just nice to be able to get on the plane. One of the first people to get on the plane, one of the first people to get off the plane. Then you get the nice beverage service and the snacks, and so here's the deal. I have the old dead laptop with the dead motherboard. Right now it has no hard drive in it. I have a brand new laptop that I purchased with the old laptop's hard drive in it. When the replacement laptop from my employer gets here, of course, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to test it. I'm doing all the things, make sure I can get logged in. And if everything's good, that's the one that's coming back to Mexico with me. I'm then going to take the old laptop's hard drive out of the new laptop and stick it back in the old laptop so that that is exactly the way I received it. And that gets shipped back as the return. The new laptop that now has no hard drive, well, I got a hard drive to put in it with an operating system. I'll stick it in there, and I'm going to leave that laptop here. It's mine. I mean, Mark and I paid for it, so it's ours now. We'll just leave it here. It's a backup. We're not going to carry it around. I can't bring 2 laptops into Mexico, or I'm going to be stuck with this whole paying import tax thing all over again. So it'll just stay here. That's fine. And I'll bring the replacement that they sent me back, and we'll get back online and we'll finish this out. I got 2 extra months, crossing my fingers that they confirm it. 2 extra months of contract, which is at this point purely all profit for us, which is great. That's going to allow us to sock a good amount of money away that'll last us quite some time before I get another contract. And that's the update. 15 minutes of me just talking straight. I think this is going to go up with literally no edits because I just have not had the time to sit here and figure out how to play with this editing program on the phone. It's just, no, not doing it. So all I can say is wonderful Sunday, better news. My stomach isn't all tore up anymore. I'm ready to get this put behind me and get back into San Luis Potosí because we were only in San Luis for 4 weeks, and I just spent about an entire week not there. It's frustrating to me because there's things I want to do. I mean, I wanted us to get together with Mark and Paulette, 2 Travelers Mexico, and do a collaborative interview sort of thing. We're running out of time. I want to go down into Centro and do a decent video. We've been in Centro one time where we literally are like a 7, maybe an 8 block walk to Centro where we are, and we just walked down there just so I can get a feel for it. I wasn't ready really to record anything, and now we're running out of time. Of course, my birthday's coming up this weekend. I'm going to be 54, and we're going to be busy. We're going to have guests. Stuff's going to be happening then. I mean, maybe we can take some of our guests down to Centro and knock out 2 things at the same time. I don't know. We'll see. But then the weekend after that, we're packing up and moving on. So our time in San Luis is very short. And we have so much. We have videos that we want to release to you that we're not even done with San Miguel yet in our videos. And then we're going to have all these videos that are about a month behind about the area around San Luis. And the really frustrating thing about it is that San Luis was never in our plan. Our plan was to go to Guanajuato City, but because the path from San Miguel to Guanajuato is a little fraught with some issues at the moment as far as cartel activity and things like that. It's not the city it's just the route to get there is. So we decided we were going to push that off to later in our journey and come up to Guanajuato City from a different direction. And we decided to move that stay to San Luis Potosí. So it really was a last minute kind of decision for us. It wasn't in our original plans. I got to tell you, we love it here. I wish I could extend this here, but alas, we have Airbnbs that are paid for in other places, so we're going to move on. I think maybe in the future here, you're going to see us coming back to San Luis to do more. And that's all I can really say about it at the moment. I'm just going to say San Luis is ranking really, really high. Really high. We do like it here quite a bit. So, until I get home and I can edit a proper video, this is probably the type of thing you're going to see for a little while. And I hope you can bear with us until we can get things back on track again. And so, until next time, we are Gringos Are Us, expats with a plan. Mark's not in this video because he's in Mexico and I'm not at the moment. But remember, we are doing it. You can too. Hasta la próxima vez.